Hi, I'm Amina Zawani. I'm 24 years old. My family's from Afghanistan, but I was originally born in Pakistan. I came here to the United States when I was 7 years old, and I currently live in Davis, California. I've been a fan of Current TV since it opened, since it started, and I've been particularly really interested in Kaj Larson's pods about Afghanistan. I thought it would be really fun to get some Afghan peers, people around my age, and have them do a compare and contrast with Current TV and the general news media to see if Current, in fact, really is current about Afghanistan.
My name is Nizam Martinzai. I'm 26 years old. I'm a student. I'm an Afghan American who came here in '83 from France. I've never seen Current, but I have heard of it, and I believe the American media does not tell the whole Afghan story.
My name is Mary Mardanze. I'm 24 years old. I'm a student. I'm an Afghan American, born and raised here. I've never heard of Current TV before, and I'm not very impressed with the way American media portrays Afghans.
Hi, my name is Simon Ekbin. I'm 24 years old. I'm an Afghan American, born and raised in America. I've never heard of the show Current TV, and I believe that Afghans are portrayed in a barbaric and violent way in the general media.
Where's all the money from the reconstruction? But look how the way they're pumping the water.
Yeah, they would do that for me every morning. That's how I wash my face. They'd pump the water and bring it like a bowl.
In a bowl?
Yeah.
And how many people would wash
That's
their
how I
face
brush
with
my
it?
teeth.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, look at Kabul, look at the streets. I'm just walking around.
So our driver, who's from the Panjshir Valley, he's saying that he thinks the incident last night happened because they shot for no reason. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether that's true or not. The point is, a lot of people believe that. So are we losing the hearts and minds of the Afghan people?
Okay, guys. All right, so you just saw the pods from Current TV. Do you think Current TV did a good job, Mariam?
Actually, being it the first time I've ever seen it, I loved it. Usually it takes me a little bit while to get adjusted to something new or something where they have a very different opinion from what I'm used to seeing normally in the media. I think I'm going to be looking into it a lot more.
I love the fact that it didn't feel like news. It felt like you were walking the streets of Kabul with him. It felt like you were getting the information as if you were there. It didn't feel like somebody was reading a piece of paper, letting me know what happened third, fourth hand. I like the feel of Current. It kind of makes you feel as if it's current news.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, it gave you a inside glimpse of what Afghanistan is rather than just seeing stats. It's like more intimate, I would say, overall than compared to the general media. Yeah.
So this is the question for you guys now. Kaj Larson was a Navy SEAL before he started hosting for Current TV. Do you think there was a little bit of a military slant on there?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't see it. Even though he was a Navy SEAL, I feel his military background gave him a little bit more compassion toward the culture. I didn't see any kind of military bias. As a matter of fact, it just showed. It kind of gave him more intelligence than anything else.
What do you think, Simon?
I'd agree too. I mean, he seemed pretty objective, and he didn't really give any bias or personal opinions on everything. He reported it pretty clearly.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Mariam? Do you think there was any kind of military slant?
I didn't feel it at all. In fact, I love the fact that he actually is in military because they always usually are in the front lines. We get the reporters who bring the media back to us, but they're actually the ones experiencing everything when they do go overseas. And I think it was an advantage for him. And the way he did do his interviews, it felt very personal. I felt like he ignored the camera and he was just talking to people and getting to know the country and trying to get down to basically getting information more real, just very real. It didn't feel rehearsed. It didn't feel like he was actually broadcasting something. It felt like he wanted to know for his own personal gain.
Very nice. So what could Current have done better, do you think? What could Current have improved on?
I think maybe he could have interviewed more Afghans. He seemed a little hesitant on interviewing Afghans. I don't know, I think he was a little afraid to ask too many questions, but if he would have interviewed more and we would have heard more from the people, I think that would have improved the show a little bit.
Huh. So maybe showing more Afghans, kind of
Yeah.
getting more out into the villages, sort of giving the audience a wider scope of Kabul,
I
huh?
don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of feel I thought he interviewed enough Afghans. I wish he interviewed more people in charge, like people into politics, like people in the government, who are the ones who control the money, the flow of money, who control the reconstruction, who control everything, every aspect of Afghan life. So I wish instead of, which I'm glad he did, walk around the streets of Kabul, I wish he would have then went into the capital and while she was in the capital, talked to more people in higher level offices.
Kind of
But we
taking a
s-
political view
Yeah,
of it.
definitely.
But we see the political view all the time. What was so new and different about his approach was those, again, that word personal. He was
Yeah.
out on the streets talking to people, getting their raw opinion, and people weren't afraid to say, F Karzai.
Well, the reason why I said that.
You don't see that on CNN or BBC. You don't see
No,
that kind of raw opinion like
Definitely.
that.
The reason why is because he did show the people living in the tents, pumping water from the well, and walking around the streets of Kabul. But then he should then have a high-level official answering to those. Why are these people still living in tents? Why are these people still pumping water when there's $50 billion that came in to aid and even though $5 billion isn't that much, but it's still a lot of money for reconstruction. Where is that money that's going? So he could have had some high-level people answering to the great reporting he was doing on the streets.
So a little bit of both. huh?
Yeah, a little bit of both, definitely.
What really is so different from current than regular media? Or is it different at all?
I'll go ahead, you can go first.
I thought he was very courageous. That's one of the things we agreed on when we were watching it, that, wow, he has some...
Cojones.
He does, because it takes a lot to go into where Osama bin Laden was in the caves. He went and he talked with the guards, and he was just, he was like Pashtunwali, and he went and had tea, and he
What's
went into the-
Pashtunwali?
It's kind of this honor code. It's where it's the hospitality, where when people come into our country, even if you're a stranger, even if you're someone we don't know, you will be treated as if you are our long lost family member that we've been searching for years,
Definitely.
like a brother.
Definitely.
And people get really surprised by that.
And that's one of the reasons why Current is so different, because it shows that aspect. It shows the hospitality of the Afghan. It shows the everyday life of an Afghan, where instead of showing news bits of an explosion here, an explosion there, somebody dying here, that's not everyday life of Afghanistan. Everyday life of Afghanistan is, like you said, hospitality, sitting down, drinking tea, talking to somebody on the streets. And that's one of the reasons why Current is Current.